We'll get things going. We'll get people in here. I'm gonna head going live right now. What is up, Whisper Nation? We're setting up here. We're getting ready. We're gonna get you set and ready for these week 6 lineups. If you got lineup questions, we got some answers, don't we, Big Travie?
That's right, we do.
If you
We got
guys
the answers. We're like a modern day Radio Shack.
modern day Radio Shack. We're gonna get Big Travie on here on Instagram, or you can follow us on YouTube. Just go to our fantasy. Just go to the YouTube / the Fantasy Whispers, and make sure you like and subscribe over there if you're on Instagram right now. What up, Big Travie?
What's going on?
Dude. All right, let me turn this volume down here so we don't get double sound effects here. All right, man. It's week 6. We got a big matchup ourselves. Me and you. I got to win.
Yeah, you've pretty much already locked it up.
No, it's
we're
not
only
true. Don't let Whisper Nation, don't believe in what Big Travie is saying. Thank you all, first of all, for joining our live
yeah.
stream
Let's
here.
let's give a little shout out here. We've got
Yeah.
Zay Rilich, Fantasy Football One joined, Matt Creesh, Patel Prashil. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. What's good, bro? What's going on, brother? Ricky, E-Man 24, Tyler Rhodes.
We also got Connor Burke on our YouTube live stream. What's going on, dude? What's going on, fam? All right.
Welcome in, Whisper Nation.
We got a lot of things going on today, Big Travie.
All right, so we've got some questions already. Let's jump into a little bit of news. Some key inactives this week, or key actives, I should say. Alvin Kamara is in. He's been deemed active. He was kind of a late add to the injury report with that ankle. He's going to play. I see we've already got a question for him, so let's just jump into some of these. Marquise Brown, inactive for the Baltimore Ravens here, so not going to be able to play Hollywood Brown. We've got that game still going on in London right now between Tampa Bay and Carolina. Other than that, no big surprises. Well, Tyreek Hill will be active, so we know that much. He's been deemed active here, so we've got that
I'm
going
getting him
too.
in my lineup if I have him. You've been waiting this long. This is a high over/under. It looks to be a shootout. Expect plenty of deep shots for Tyreek Hill in this game. I also think this bodes really well for Travis Kelce. I think that he is going to get Big Travis excited about that one. He's got Travis Kelce against me. So.
I mean, it's not going to matter. You pretty much got it locked up. But
all right, let's get into some of these questions. We got them rolling in here.
All right, so pick 2, half PPR: Gallup, Malcolm Brown, and Woods. I would be starting Malcolm Brown wherever I could, and then I think it's Gallup here for me. I think Gallup's been a real. I mean, his target market share in games has been great. He's been explosive. And with the Cowboys rolling into New York to play the Jets, I think they're going to have a field day against that defense.
Yeah, I would agree. Also, Gallup is averaging 13 fantasy points when he plays. So, and that's in standard. So you want to get him in your lineup. I would agree. Woods, listen, it's going to be a wait and see with Woods. He's a hold. Not many people are buying Woods right now, but he's getting plenty of targets. But he does have a matchup against Richard Sherman, who's been playing much better ball this year. So that's a little frightening there. So I agree with you. I would go Gallup and Brown for sure. He's supposed to get a big workload.
And even without Sherman, that secondary is only allowing the 6th least points to the wide receiver position this year. So you don't want to jump into a matchup there. I don't buy that the Rams are going to be able to do a ton on that San Francisco defense. It's been really good. What should I do about Kamara? Should I sit him for Tyler Boyd or Gallup in PPR? This is Dylan Appleyard. Listen, Dylan, how would you feel if you benched Kamara and he went off today? That's what you got to remember when you have these studs. You cannot bench your studs. I know he's got the ankle issue, but he's active. He's ready to go. I don't think he'd be active if they couldn't give him his normal workload. You may see a little bit more Latavius Murray, but Alvin Kamara is a beast, and this guy's so special. You can't sit him in any way, shape, or form.
Connor Burke on YouTube. Hilton is on bye. My wide receiver 2 is now slim. It's been Boyd, Demarcus Robinson, or Preston Williams. I would go Tyler Boyd in this situation. Look, Tyler Boyd has been getting averaging about 10 targets per game, and he's got a very, very nice matchup this week. They'll target him early and often in the slot. Go with Tyler Boyd there.
Yeah, Baltimore getting torched by the wide receiver this year. 38 points on average they're giving up to the wide receiver
Over
position.
100 receiving yards too as well. So
Yeah.
Texas Eagles. I have the Green Bay defense this week. Should I go and get Washington defense? No, listen. Green Bay's been a sack machine. Other than 2 weeks ago when they had a disappointing and letdown game, they've been pretty solid. So I would roll with the Green Bay Packers. Sam Bradford or Sam Bradford. Oh my good. Matthew Stafford. Excuse me. Rhymes. He should be able to be sacked plenty of times, and he could throw a pick or two. I would stay over that. I don't like starting bad defenses against bad teams if I can avoid it. If I had to go with Washington, I don't mind it, but ultimately I'm going Green Bay defense here.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you here. This is a good one. We've got Hunter Henry or Noah Fant PPR. Obviously, Henry's going to make a surprise active appearance. They do believe that his snaps will be limited, though.
Yeah.
You're looking at a team in the Steelers that's one of middle of the road against the tight end. Noah Fant's one of our favorite streamers this week, just based on the status of the position, if you will, for tight end. What do you think about that one, Johnny?
I would go with Noah Fant. Still, you're not sure. Listen. The coach has been pretty honest with how he's been playing, guys. Listen, when Melvin Gordon came back, he said we're going to limit his snaps. They did that. I expect the same with Hunter Henry. It wouldn't make sense for them to roll him out there significantly, especially because he is. I don't like to label players injury prone, but we've seen this throughout Hunter Henry's career, so they're going to ease him back into that. I like Noah Fant here as a better option this week. Moving forward, of course, I would rather have Hunter Henry.
Oh, this one's tough. This I bet will be split on this one. DJ Chark or Gallup. I'm going to take Gallup here. Listen, I think DJ Chark's going to be lined up against Marshawn Lattimore. We talked about this on the show on Thursday, and Lattimore has basically blanked everyone he's faced in the last 3 weeks. And these are not bad receivers. We're talking Amari Cooper. We're talking Mike Evans with a big 0 last week. So I don't love Chark's matchup. And I think Gallup, you look at his games, he's only had the least amount of targets he's had in a game is 7. And last week he had 14. So I just think Gallup is a guy that Dak is looking for. He's confident in. And this is a guy they drafted to be a number 1 wide receiver. So they've just got 2 good wide receivers over there in Dallas, and they're doing stuff with them.
Yeah, and then as well, we had a question that was a follow. Dylan asked, I know he is active, but is he going to do a lot with Alvin Kamara? Listen, again, you start your studs. Alvin Kamara doesn't. We've seen this plenty of times. Alvin Kamara does not need a ton of targets to be super efficient. That's the type of player he is. So you're definitely going to go and get and keep Kamara in there. Okay, so as far as this DJ Chark versus Gallup, I agree with you. I'm on the Gallup one. I would rather go Gallup. This is where we're gonna differ from a lot of experts because a lot of experts are saying stick in DJ Chark, and DJ Chark could very well have a good game. But again, the whole philosophy is I don't think that Marcus Lattimore is going to shut down another wide receiver, and I don't like going with that train of thought. You got to look at what the trends are, and Marcus Lattimore has been a very solid corner throughout his career. So DJ Chark, although he will still get targets because Minshew is a rookie, and they look for their safety blankets, and that seems to be Chark. I still am not confident in that.
It's kind of been a split too. I mean, Westbrook's got his good share of targets too, so it's not like Minshew's been afraid to go to Westbrook if he needs to.
Correct. And I actually think that DD is going to have a good game here today. Yeah, I know. Big Trav. He also has him, and that's why I also say that
Oh,
he's going to have a good. All right, Tevin
uh,
Coleman or Stephon Diggs in a non-PPR league. I'm going Tevin Coleman here. Look, things aren't looking good with this Stephon Diggs news and everything that he just doesn't. His mind is not in the game as much as
I
he
mean,
wants to
it's
say it is.
Johnny. You're good with that, even though it's a top five. Uh, it's a top five matchup against Philly. I mean, they're giving up nearly 42 points, 43 points to the wide receiver position weekly. You still okay rolling out Coleman here?
I still listen. I want to go with what I know, and I know that the 49ers are going to run the ball. I know that Tevin Coleman is going to be the goal line back there. I also know that I am facing Tevin Coleman in leagues, and all three of those combined, I have not had a good record when players are playing against me. And listen, with that joke aside, Stephon Diggs, he has really done absolutely nothing this year. And if he goes off on my bench, I would be okay with that because when you look at it, it's just not it for me. I would definitely go Tevin Coleman. The 49ers can run the ball and they're doing it the best in the league. So I'm not going to
Yeah.
sit Tevin Coleman.
Speaking of that game and speaking of running the ball, Patel says, "Should I start Malcolm Brown as my flex this week?" Yes,
Yes.
he's a guy that's an RB2 this week with RB1 upside, in my opinion, and that's just because of the Rams' offense. He will be the goal line back no matter what this week. In projected goal line back no matter what this week, and he's just been good. He's been good for that offense. So you're gonna fire him up and reap the benefits.
Chubb 29. You should have did Chubb 69. That would have really good.
Nice.
Seattle or Tennessee defense. I'm gonna go with Tennessee here over Seattle. Listen, Seattle plays better defense at home, and I understand that they're going against Cleveland. Baker has not been good, but I have a sneaky suspicion that this is the chip that Baker needed. He plays way better when he's got a chip on his shoulder, and I actually think that the Browns are going to upset Seattle in Seattle today, and Tennessee is going against Joe Flacco, who is known to be sacked quite a few times as well as throw a couple of picks. So I would go with Tennessee. Tennessee also has a good defense, by the way. We also have Kenny G or Larry Fitzgerald, Big Travie.
I'm taking Kenny G. Kenny G's been an absolute stud for this offense. I know it's a bad matchup. I know that it's a good matchup for Larry. But I'm trusting Stafford to get it to his number one, which he's done consistently this year. He's done consistently over his career. And if anybody's going to break a touchdown or get that big play against that Packers defense for Detroit, I think it's going to be Kenny G. On the other side of Larry, I know it's a good matchup against Atlanta. He will probably soak up a ton of work, but I think you've got to stick, similar to our Kamara take, you got to stick with your studs here. And Galladay has been nothing but a stud this year. Cheesehead Packer Nation, go Pack go, by the way. Ertz or Kittle. I'm taking Ertz this week. We've got some late news last night about Kittle that he may be limited. There's thoughts he can't finish the game. I think Kittle, honestly, this is probably just going to end up being more noise, but you have to listen to this noise. And if you got both, I would be taking, Ertz here.
Yeah, I would go Ertz in that matchup for sure. It's an better.
Yeah, I mean, you
option
look at Minnesota; they're really good against the pass, but the tight end seems to be an area you can attack on them, and I think that's what Wentz will do.
All right,
Go
ahead.
Grant Brown 13 says, "Do I start Tyreek Hill this week? We PPR. We said at the top of the show, he's in. You've got to be putting him in there."
Travis called my mom and told her to tell me to play Jameis Winston. This is
Kevin, no. You did that yourself, buddy. You fired him up in there, and he's eating a bunch of interceptions for you today.
Oh, he's eating more than interceptions. He's eating the ground and the grass over there, as well as coughing it up on the turf as well. All right, we got PPR. Whoa, 2-point PPR. Need 2 wide receivers. MBS, Scary Terry, or Michael Gallup. Travis, I'm gonna go Scary Terry here and Michael Gallup. If I'm going with those two, listen. The Washington Redskins are going against the Miami Dolphins, and I understand Xavier Howard will be matched up against Scary Terry.
However, well, Xavier Howard's inactive.
Oh,
yeah.
I gotta change my lineup right now. right after the show because I
yeah,
had switched Woods in for Scary Terry, but
Davian Howard is inactive, so it should be. I mean, listen, that game's not a high over under. It doesn't. I mean, it's going to be good. Scary Terry's been good with regardless of the quarterback, so I imagine he's going to be good. He just needs to be
that's
healthy and in
got
there.
to be honest with you, Trev, that's got to be the Dolphins are trying to lose this game and tank because there has been no news that he is going to miss this game until today. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I start Tyreek or Dede? Listen, Tyreek's the guy. You can't be if Tyreek catches one pass, which he can do, and makes a fantasy day. Are you going to be happy that you started Dede? It just depends. I do think I love Dede's matchup, but you can't not start Tyreek here.
Oh, I got a good one here. DJ Shark or OBJ?
Oh,
That's a great question, Connor.
Personally, I'm sitting Shark if I can, and in that case, I probably would against OBJ. You look at Seattle is top 10 in plays allowed of 20 or more yards down the field. I think that OBJ could really attack them. If Johnny's correct on his take about Baker and the Browns going in there and getting the W, I think it would be behind a big performance from OBJ.
Yeah,
as part of that.
I would agree with that. Also, listen, now I know that there are two sides saying the Odell truth is, he's not going to be traded or whatever. But honestly, if there is any truth to it, what better way than to put him on showcase to really pump up his value and get him traded? I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think that the Browns will have a great day today. All right, we got Breida, Lindsey, McLaurin, Hardman, Freeman, ML.
40 just listening to the whole team.
His whole team. Pick 3. All right. I'm going to go Breida, Melvin Gordon, and do you go and Freeman? Right, Travis?
I don't remember the name, so I'm going with you on that one. That's
okay.
Fine. B to the U says Minshew or Wentz, QB2. So it must be a double quarterback league. Who you taking here? Wentz, dude. I know that Minshew's been great. I know the matchup isn't great, but Wentz has the upside that Minshew does not have. Every week he can go off based on his rushing ability and his ability to get to Ertz and some of those weapons. I'm taking Wentz, especially as your second quarterback there. I think that's great.
Antonio, Odell or Cooper Kupp? I'm going Cooper Kupp here. Got to roll with your stud here. Well, it's weird saying got to roll with your stud, and I'm not referring to OBJ here. But Cooper Kupp has been one of the best. He's ranked number 2, right, overall. I believe that 2 or 3 overall. You're gonna go with Cooper Kupp here over OBJ. That's crazy. I would have never thought I would say that coming into the league. Tevin Coleman or Calvin Ridley by H.M. I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce. I can't read your screen name. I apologize. Flex PPR, Tevin Coleman or Calvin Ridley?
Flex PPR, give me Calvin Ridley. Yeah, I'd take Ridley in that shootout. Let's see. Thanks for the advice. You're welcome. Thanks for joining, everybody. We got a late join from a bunch of people here. Yeah. Ooh, Carlos Mace 001, Kupp or Will Fuller? This is a really interesting one. I know Fuller just had the monster game. You got to roll Kupp out. He's been a top 5 wide receiver. I mean, really over the last 2 years, looking at him when he's been on the field, he's been a top 5 guy. Mm-hmm. Goff loves him. Goff's been under siege, and he continues to go to him. Oh, gosh. Look at this one. This is a little sad. DJ O'Toole, 2, says Keenum, Bridgewater, or Stafford. I have Scary Terry.
I'm not playing Case Keenum. Actually,
Bridgewater's kind of interesting here. He did have a decent game last week. You see,
could be his last start before Drew Brees comes back. Yeah, I mean, I would go Bridgewater. I don't mind that one.
Jacksonville.
You looking up the?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. They allow about 17.86. Stafford going against Green Bay, they only allow 13 points to the QB position, so not a huge way to attack there. Plus, I love Stafford. He's actually throwing the deep ball really well this year, but I can't get behind going against that Green Bay D. Although Darnell Savage will be inactive, this one's tough.
You know what? I think I am going to go Matthew Stafford on this one. It's a higher over-under in Vegas. Um,
I don't mind that.
yeah.
You don't want to play with fire and start Bridgewater and Keenum. I started Keenum a couple weeks ago. He got pulled from the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I'd be rolling Keenum out there. I don't trust it. Bridgewater's interesting to me, but like Johnny said, higher over under, a more trusted starter, a more trusted fantasy producer. Roll with Stafford. The matchup is kind of tough, but high over under, as Johnny said. And with their really good rookie Darnell Savage, the safety out, you might have a chance to they attack him a little bit there.
All right. Big Sam 38, pick 2, full PPR.
Big Sam.
Big Sam. Eckler, Ingram, or Aaron Jones? I'm going Ingram and Aaron Jones here, Travis.
Yeah.
Even in a PPR, listen, Eckler got a lot of work last week, but it doesn't seem like he's going to get that. They don't want to give him 15. They don't want to throw him the ball 15 times based on what the coach is coming out and saying, and the fact they want to get Melvin Gordon even more involved than he was last week. I would go Ingram and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I will say this, though. The Steelers are top 6 again in receptions allowed to the running backs this year. But I understand the point there. This is really more about your dearth of riches there in general. You have other guys you can start here in Aaron Jones and the other guy you had there. So I think that does it for the Instagram questions.
We
we got one more
on the YouTube stream.
Thielen or Lockett and Standard?
Thielen for sure. They are going against that Philadelphia secondary. I do expect the Minnesota Vikings to be throwing the ball because, I mean, they're going to try to run because that's the kind of team they are, but this Philadelphia Eagles D-line is no joke.
And on the flip side, their secondary is just getting torched by teams right now. So fire up Thielen there. I agree with that. We've got another question that kind of went into my DMs here. This guy's got Tyreek Hill.
The DMs, huh?
Yeah. This guy's got Tyreek Hill. He wants to start him over DJ Shark or Tyler Lockett. Who would you start him over here? I told him Shark. I'm all in on the fading Shark this week based on the Marshawn Lattimore news.
Yeah, I think I want us to be. That's where we'll plant our flag this week as a podcast. We are going to say bench DJ Shark. I know the shout out to our boy over there, the counselor, the Confucius. They, as he calls them, like to say go DJ Shark here, but I think that you go with you benching him for Tyreek Hill and keep Lockett in there. Lockett's been super efficient. And that should be kind of a shootout, I think, over there in Cleveland and Seattle. So, all right, I think that about does it. It's going to wrap us up. I'm going to head to the game, Big Travie. I'm going to the Cardinals-Atlanta game. So if you
Whisper Nation, go ahead and join in here and congratulate Johnny here on his victory this week. On his victory.
I was trying to use reverse psychology here.
I'm
not buying it.
Hey, dude, you got a nice win, dude. Appreciate you.
All right, Whisper Nation. Thank you guys so much. Again, if you are not subscribed to our podcast, please go and subscribe and leave a iTunes review if you please can. We will read those on the show. We'll be doing a show tomorrow and releasing that, as well as please go over to our YouTube page and like and subscribe. Hit that bell. You'll get notified anytime we release new videos on YouTube. It means more than the world.
If you really want to help us out and support the show, we've got tier levels of even $1, $5, whatever. We would appreciate the support. We know you guys love the content. We love making it for you. Help us keep making that by heading over to patreon.com, searching the Fantasy Whispers. We got all sorts of bonus content up there. We appreciate you guys. Love you so much.
Thank you.
Until next time.
All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you.